Hey, Pink Power. Happy Monday night call. I'm Sabrina Diaz. I'm an Emerald Ambassador. And tonight we are going to talk about 5 different tips that I have personally come up with to creating joy within your business. So, joy to me is one of the absolute most important things because you cannot pour from an empty cup. You absolutely have to have joy within what you do, and how you feel and how you present yourself is how you're going to come off to your team and your clients. So, I would like to start off with one of my favorite quotes. Let me see if this is working. Okay. You can't always find joy in everything you do, which is why creating joy must be a skill you master. And this is straight from John Maxwell. He is an absolute author. He can get right in there, share some of his knowledge with you. He has amazing books as well as podcasts. I highly encourage you to check out those podcasts. They are amazing. And just keep going through each and every one of them because he has a wealth of knowledge. So, 5 tips to create joy. So go ahead, write down all 5 of these, but leave some space in between because we're going to break these down and kind of pick them apart and find what brings us joy, why, and what we need to leave out of your business. So, number 1, my absolute favorite is positive mindset. That's going to be number 1. So I'm going to go ahead. Like I said, I'm going to break these down after, but right now I just want to get the list going. So number 1, positive mindset. Number 2 is culture and vision. John Maxwell says that culture eats vision for lunch, but then he retracted that statement because vision is just as important as culture. And we're going to get into that. 3 is resilience. 4 is belief. They are completely different, resilience and belief, and we're going to dive into those. And number 5, which is my absolute favorite, is spiritual or inspirational guidance. You can go either way with this, but you have to have some form of guidance within your business. So, number 1, positive mindset. I'm going to get my notes out so I don't trail off. But what really is positive mindset? We talk about this a lot, but we really need to break it down and figure out what it actually is. And it's a positive mental attitude. When you get everything out, that's what it comes down to. It's a positive mental attitude. It's being optimistic about the world around you, and you expect the good things that will happen to you. That is a positive mindset, and it's attracting what you want. So how do we do that? Number 1, feed yourself the right food. I'm not talking about ingesting into your belly. I'm talking about feeding your brain. That is what we're doing when I say feed yourself the right food. If you've been starved of anything positive, then you need to start feeding yourself a regular diet of motivational mindset. Read books that encourage a positive attitude. The more negative you are, the longer it will take to turn your attitude around. But if you consume a steady, healthy diet, you can become a positive thinker. Keep that on the forefront. Feed your brain constantly. Number 2, surround yourself with like-minded people. I say the best place to find people is the gym. That's where I had always gone to find the most like-minded people and powerful women. But I have found that Plexus has brought the same things to me because we all are like-minded. But why? When you have a like-minded community, we know they support us no matter what, but also caution us for things that we have not considered yet. So they let you go a little bit, but if you go too far, they reel you back in real fast and tell you, hey, listen, this is where we're going. This is where we need to take focus, put your blinders on and keep going forward. Having support with no form of judgment is very motivating. They hold us accountable. Nothing moves us in action than having accountability or consequence. Achieve a goal every single day. Now, my lovely Tova tells me this always, over and over again, bite-sized, manageable pieces. I like to see things as a whole, and I lack joy. I lack joy because I'm constantly trying to get the big prize and I feel like I'm quote unquote falling short, but I never really am. So achieve a goal every day. Some people get into a rut of negativity because they feel they're not making progress. If that describes you, then begin setting achievable daily goals for yourself. A pattern of positive achievement will help you develop a pattern of positive thinking. Celebrate the small wins. If it's setting business hours and sticking to it, if it's getting a sign, look at that one sign and celebrate. You did it. Your new client sends you a positive message, positive feedback. All of those no's now just went out the window because you just helped one person. So definitely sit back once in a while and celebrate those small wins and pat yourself on the back because you've achieved it. Then let's go into write it down and revisit it often. We are huge believers in writing our why down. Your why has to be so powerful that it could bring you to tears. So not only is your why powerful, but get it down on paper as well with a vision board, whatever you want, put it on that piece of paper and put it somewhere you can see it. So let's see. A picture or a quote is also super helpful. I had a coworker that used to have a picture behind his desk of a tortoise sitting on a fence post. And it reminded you that everybody at some point is going to need a little bit of help. So it was a great reminder and it was humbling as well. So that is where I wanted to go with positive mindset. And we are going to go into culture and vision. So again, I want to revisit and why and what is culture. So culture refers to the beliefs and behaviors that determine how a company's employees interact and handle outside business. It is the relationship that we're forming. So number one, vision is one day. So it's one day I want this. One day I'm going to achieve this. One day. But culture is every single day. But if you don't have both, you're not going to go anywhere. So both are equally as important. Vision is the motivation to get you to where you want to be, and culture is the support you need to get there. So both are equally as important. Oh, two came up. So build relationships on trust. I preach this all day long with my girls. On my team, we build a foundation of trust. You can't build without a solid foundation. So relationships built on a foundation of trust alone allows smoother work and better communication, causing less friction and more joy. Task out the areas that you are uncomfortable with. Somebody is destined and talented in that area and can fill the gaps for you. You don't have to do it alone, and that creates communication and joy. So vision is described and culture is molded. Now go with me. If your organization has a wonderful culture, but no vision, you're going to have a heck of a lot of fun, but you're really not going to go anywhere. And so that is where you're going to have that joy sucked out. So really having both of them together is where you're going to lead to success. And this one being my favorite under culture is lead and lift others. I love the servant's heart. I love leading by example. This is where I say to myself that I would like to shine, and I'm still working on it, but leading others to greatness helps to establish your own self-awareness and self-confidence. I didn't have much of either of those when I first started. So growing that has brought me joy within this business. And these are two powerful tools when seeking happiness within yourself and helps you to carry yourself differently. Your posture changes. It's like putting on a pair of heels and walking into a room. You completely transform your attitude, your posture, and your whole demeanor changes. And that's what you want and need being an entrepreneur in this type of business. So that is culture and vision. So moving on to resilience. And what is resilience? And resilience is the process of adapting, well in the face of adversity, trauma, tragedy, threats, and significant sources of stress. That is a lot. Resilience is overcoming. And this is something that you're never going to master. This is something that you are going to have to work on daily because everything is going to change at some point in your business. But it's being resilient and pushing past it and mastering those weaknesses that you have is what is going to make you a resilient leader. So learn how to deal with difficult situations. This is a tricky one because we all have difficult situations at one point or another, but only focus on things you have control over and let go of the rest. Put your blinders on. You cannot take on the stress of something you cannot control. It's going to suck your joy. Task it out, get rid of it. Do not hyper focus on things, people, situations that you cannot control. This will instantly suck your joy. This is a good one. So learn from failure rather than success. Failure gives us the opportunity to bounce back. I'm going to say that again. Failure gives you the opportunity to bounce back, to learn from our mistakes and help us appreciate success. So one of my favorite people, Winston Churchill, he says success is about going from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm. And that's what we have to master, going from failure to failure. And it can keep on going. But if you don't lose your enthusiasm, you're a leader and you're going places. The difference between working hard and burning out. This is a tough one. I didn't see that slight little line when I started this business and it hit me. And I'm going to tell you the difference and what to look for so you don't hit that burnout and you continuously seek joy. So when you are working hard, you are setting boundaries. You have a healthy mindset and productivity working to achieve a goal. It's not consuming. When you're burning out, you generally have a negative outlook on work and tasks associated with your job. You may feel trapped, defeated, or a level of self-doubt. Put the two into a bucket and figure out where you are and change it now. Because when you hit that burnout, things don't go well. Working hard is good. You want to stay there. You want to have those boundaries set, but burnout is not for the faint of heart. Feed your success. Let's go into this one. Feed your success, not your weakness. So weaknesses contribute nothing to your organization. Absolutely nothing. Only strengths do. Build your strengths and work on your weaknesses even more than your strengths. Master your weaknesses. Remember that the success you're enjoying today is largely the result of yesterday's investments. Pour yourself into today for your investments tomorrow. Even if today you're not feeling great, tomorrow just might be the best day ever. Keep pushing forward. The most powerful predictor of tomorrow's success is a mindset that is focused on your strengths and opportunities, not your weaknesses and problems. Keep that in mind. So that is resilience and moving straight on into belief. I don't know where we are with time. Okay, we still got time. So belief is a state or habit of mind in which trust or confidence is placed in some person or thing. It's trust, it's confidence, it's a belief, it's a feeling. Resilience is a task and belief is the feeling to get you through the resilience. So if you start off this business and you don't have your own belief, borrow someone else's belief until you can create your own. Again, you cannot pour from an empty cup, and your upline is there to pour into you to get that belief started, and then you will eventually have your own. I promise it's coming if you come and you show up with a servant's heart and you listen and you're coachable. It just comes with the job. Borrowing belief points out the successes and impacts. impacts you to try harder than you believe within yourself capable to do. So you are borrowing somebody else's talents and they are pouring into you. So someone who is far more successful and talented than you are, and they believe in you, it is an extremely powerful experience. It turns and it helps you try harder things, and it gets you out of your comfort zone. So number 2, uncover the cause of temporary disbelief. I have had a cold the last 3 days. I'm so sorry, I'm getting choked up. Uncover the cause of temporary disbelief. So if you can unpack this and see where the temporary disbelief is rooted, you'll identify what's needed to move forward. It can be stemmed from your childhood. It could be stemmed from a belief. It could be stemmed from something that somebody said to you last week. Whatever it is, it's deeply rooted within you, and you have to figure out what it is in order to fix it. And sometimes it's extremely uncomfortable. Diving in and figuring out what is wrong will be the building blocks to your future. This is a big one. Develop competence. Nothing feeds competence more than confidence. The brain needs to feel competent in order to trigger confidence in the exterior. So a competent interior forms in a confident exterior. So get better at stuff, build practical skills, get in your back office and learn. Nobody's going to take your hand and do it for you, but the more you know and the more at ease you are within your systems and your mapping and your back office and your everyday tasks, the more confidence you're going to have and the more fun you're going to have with this business. YouTube is another one. Watch the successful people. It's there for a reason. Find a book focusing on something you struggle with and just get great at it. Nothing is holding you back. We have all the tools at our fingertips and it's there for you. There's a wealth of knowledge just sitting there waiting for you to master it. And the last one is set the right expectations. So you can't go into a business expecting to be an overnight success. You just can't. You have to allow yourself to be humble enough to know that this is going to be a learning experience and something that is going to take time. You don't hit a home run the first time you pick up a bat, but you might strike out a lot, but it only takes one home run to transform your life. As simple as that. And going into last but not least, this is my favorite part. This is spiritual or inspirational guidance. I absolutely love this. I feel like this is the biggest part of my business and what has turned me around the most. But the process and experience of receiving wisdom from a spiritual or motivating source, that's what this is doing. So you want to lead with your soul. And what that means is being an exceptional leader requires you to be fully present and aware of yourself. It supports being humble and staying open to the countless learning opportunities that go with entrepreneurship. It's a servant's heart. You lead by example, and you project what you feel, and you show how you lead. That is the importance of being spiritual and leading with your soul. Having the ability to detach. Loving this one. You surrender and trust that the universe is always working to serve your highest interest. If you can surround yourself with talented team members, you can lean back into the deep, soulful knowing that everything will unfold and it's divinely meant to. Have faith. Everything is meant to be and do at some point for some reason. Have faith and have the ability to detach when necessary and create that joy within your entire team. Ask for signs. The good Lord knows I ask for signs all day long. I ask the Lord, am I in the right place? Am I doing the right things? Am I doing all that I can do? And truthfully, it always comes back to yes. Yes, I am, because I am intentionally trying to help and provide what it is for my team and bettering myself along the way. So asking for signs it's even more imperative to listen to the messages and the nudges coming from your soul. Let that be your GPS within your business. Consult your soul and the universe by asking for unavoidable signs. Listen. The more quiet you are, the louder the answer. Be patient, be mindful, and listen. And last but not least is set your intention. Being spiritual brings to the forefront that true success comes from adding value to other lives. That is what we have to understand and just keep bringing to our business. That is what's going to bring you the most joy, is you're adding value to everyone else, not just yourself. You want to lead others to greatness. And that is what Leaders Retreat was about this year. It's leading others to their fullest potential. And that is what we are here to do. So that is what I have for you tonight. And I want to end with another John Maxwell quote. And he says, people may hear your words, but they feel your attitude. So no matter how intentional you think you may be within your own feelings and not showing joy or not having joy within your business, it does stem down. It does duplicate down. Find joy within yourself. You will find joy within your business, and you will find joy within your team. So thank you so much for coming tonight and listening to me speak. And that is all that I have for you tonight. Let's stop.